I yeah. Okay. I am a conspiracy theorist in a lot of ways. I think about a lot of weird shit. And, 9/11, we either knew or we set it up. That's the way it is. Um, there's a lot of conspiracies out there, and there's some crazy ones too. I mean, I do believe in aliens. I've seen things that I cannot explain in the sky. I've seen dots of light going across the sky. You would think it was a satellite or something. As it's moving on a clear starry night. It's like a star just moving across. And all of a sudden, it does a check mark. And then goes up and disappears. Now, to make that movement, there's no plane, helicopter, anything that can make that movement. The people would be literally smashed from the centrifugal force of it. There's just no possible way. I've seen what looked like a cloud. And imagine a cloud with a light that starts on this side, goes to the right, disappears like it's going in a circle. And it's something in this cloud moving across the sky. And at first we thought, well, maybe there's something down the road, some sort of car lot or something that's got like a light and it's bouncing off the cloud. But the cloud done that all the way across the sky, and the cloud didn't change shape. So whatever this was in the cloud and trying to disguise itself, but it couldn't disguise. And it's in the middle of the day, not a nighttime occurrence. Okay, and it was witnessed by several people because we seen it in the house and walked outside to the yard. It was in Kendallville, Indiana, on Drake Road, and I mean I can give you exact directions to where it was. I tell you another weird thing that happened in Kendallville, Indiana. I was on Drake Road, and to get off Drake Road to get onto the main road that goes into Kendallville, you make a left and then you come to the main road. It's set up in squares, big blocks basically, but it's country roads. Well, I come to the end of that block, I'm getting ready to turn on the main road, and there's a convoy. Now, I've never seen a convoy quite like this in my life. There were 2 or 3 police, state police at the front of it, maybe 1 or 2 county, I can't remember. And then behind them were military Humvees, blacked out Humvees, a military semi with a trailer on the back, and I'm not shitting you, I swear on my child, a disc-shaped object wrapped up and covered on the back of this truck. And then behind it, more military Humvees and blacked out Humvees, and then state troopers behind it. Now, it could have been some sort of part for a nuclear reactor or something. Something that is so fucking dangerous when they transport it that they have to have all that protection. I have no idea. But to see this and be a conspiracy theorist anyway, I mean, it's... I don't know. Like Brittany told me just, what would you talk about that would be completely different? I mean, that's something that people talk about all the time. But this is my own personal experiences. And I am not lying to you one bit. I mean, I have seen these things. I've not seen tons of UFOs. I don't have next generation night vision goggles and, the things that C-SETI has and all that stuff. I mean, I don't believe every story I hear. But now, if you watch the meeting they had in Washington, where it was 3 days of people giving testimony about UFOs, flying saucers, Roswell, all kinds of stuff, and they done it to ex-congressmen, and I mean it was amazing, and these people were taking it seriously, and that's what it needs to be took as, because either it's our government doing it and just trying to keep something that they have that is technology that is way off the mark secret, which most of us have heard about what was it called, project I cannot remember. It was the next generation of basically fighters or bombers, and here's the thing that gets me. Every time the government shows us something they have, they're already moved on to the next generation. When they showed us the XR-71, the Blackbird, They already had next gen flying wing technology and were already flying that big fucker. You know, and then when they showed us that, they showed us the I can't remember the big black flying wing bomber that we've never used that cost so many billions of dollars, and we've literally, people, I'm not joking you at all, we have never used this fucker in combat ever. It is a useless piece of goddamn waste of money because we're never going to use it. I mean, it's part of the mutually assured destruction plan. And hopefully, I don't want mutually assured destruction anymore. I don't want fucking destruction anymore. I'm just tired of it. I'm tired of our government trying to scare us every fucking day of our lives. Oh, the threat level is this, the threat level is that. I live in eastern Kentucky, people. Literally, I have seen the only Middle Eastern people you see around here are doctors. I'm not lying. These are people that are there to help you, and if they, I mean, Allah is God, and I'm not a complete atheist. I'm more of an agnostic. I mean, I give credit where credit's due. There's something there, you know. Jesus, to me, was a man. He was a man, and in the Bible, he was a man. And in Roman history, he was a man. He did exist. I will say that. I will not say he did not exist. The people that say he did not exist are fucking ignorant. They believe in all these Roman emperors and shit. We have less documentation about them than we do that there was. I mean, it was because of Roman record keeping that we knew that there was a man called Jesus that got some people to follow him. And basically, they couldn't make them not follow him after he died, supposedly. Even though it takes sometimes days to die on the cross. Days. And they took him down in somewhere between 6 and 9 hours. And when they went to the tomb, what did they bring with them? What did Joseph of Arimathea and the other guy, can't remember his name, take with them to the tomb? They took aloes and other balms. They did not take things for the preparation of a dead body. They took things to heal a living body. I'm just saying. I mean, read it. It's in the Bible. I mean, it's not secret information. And you know, and if you read the Bible in chronological order of when the books were written, basically Judas keeps getting evil and eviler and just crazier the whole time until, finally, he's literally the devil incarnate, possessed by the devil, and he ends up either hanging himself or his guts explode. Now, this is something that always got me about people that want to say everything in the Bible is absolute truth. The world is 6,000 years old, blah, blah, blah. How can two things be true at the same time? They can't. Either one happened or the other happened. How can Judas have hung himself? Okay, that's true, he hung himself. Well, in the other book, he says that he went out to a field and his guts spilled forth, and forever that was known as the field of blood. Now, the Catholic Church actually tried to reconcile that by saying that, well, he tried to hang himself, and it stretched his guts out somehow, and when he went out there, it busted out of his belly button or some shit like that. I mean, they're fucking crazy. The thing that gets me is I don't think Jesus would, as the man Jesus, as what he taught, I don't believe he, as a person that was trying to help people and change the world, he would like what his church became. I just don't think he would. It's insane the things people do. There was a news article here in eastern Kentucky, and hold on one second, let me type back to Brittany here and tell her that I'm babbling about religion and aliens. I am giving back. Anyway, this is no shit. Around here we have a little thing called snake handlers. Insanity. Okay, these guys actually believe the end of Mark. I believe it's Mark. I've got several Bibles hanging around. I've read the entire Bible. Believe it or not, I've read the entire Bible, cover to cover. Started at the front and went to the end. Now, I did not know this in the history of the Bible until I got, a little bit later. But in Mark, the real ending of Mark, and Mark was the first book written, believe it or not. Even though it's the second in the order of the New Testament, it was the first one we have. The ending of Mark, nobody sees Jesus. The real ending of Mark is the women go to the tomb and they see basically an angel saying that he's risen and all this stuff, and they fled and said nothing to no one, for they were afraid. Now think about that. This is the first gospel in actual history, the first one written, and the women did not say a thing to anyone. Jesus did not appear to anyone. There's an angel that says he's risen and go tell it, and the women don't because they're scared shitless. Okay, well, as a scribe in the old days, you read this and you're like, ooh, that's not a very good ending. We got to spice this up a little bit, add some Stephen King to it. And so they say, well, Jesus showed up to these people and these other people, and go forth and drink poisons and handle snakes and lay hands, and everything will be okay. And if you really believe in Jesus, then these snakes can bite you and you'll live and all this stuff, and if you don't, then you're going to hell. Now, Eastern Kentucky, no shit, this just happened in the news. A guy, his dad, gets killed as a snake handling preacher, and then his son picks up where he left off and handles the snake that killed his father. And this makes news in Eastern Kentucky. This is why people do it, because stupidity makes news. It is not smart to handle and throw around a fucking copperhead or rattlesnake and go, oh Lord of Jesus, oh Lord of Jesus. No. Did you see Jesus handling fucking snakes? No. So why in hell do you think that God wants you to handle snakes? You know why? Because you don't really know the history of the Bible. You just read it and accept whatever the hell it says. You don't know that the original copies did not have this part. And that's why they don't like the New King James Version. Because the New King James Version, in many books, has a little part right before those last verses. It says, these verses are not in the earliest texts found. And people need to know that. So they don't go out handling fucking snakes and basically putting their life in danger. It's not a smart thing. It's okay to believe in whatever. What gets me is when they push it on people and they want other people to, you have to do this or you're an evil person. Well, I guess I'm an evil person. I don't care. I'm a liberal. I believe in gay marriage. I'm not gay, but I have gay friends and gay relatives. And I mean, my little girl's 7 years old. And my exact words to her are, never hate someone because they're different. Hate them because they're an asshole. And if people would just go by that, believe that, and have that as your lifelong principle, there would be no problems. Because you have your friends, and you love your friends, and you love your family, and you love the people that's loyal. They are loyal to you, and you are loyal to them. And that's the way it's supposed to be. And then you have everybody else. And you try to be good to them. But if they're assholes, you just stay the fuck away from them. Don't go around them. And when they come around and want to get you involved in some fucking scam, don't do it. It's not hard. I've had a hard time doing it. I ain't gonna lie, but it gets easier as life goes on. Life's not fun. If you read the Bible, it probably wasn't meant to be fun. And they had a lot more adventures back in the day, I'll say that, Ooh, angels coming down, fucking women, giants come out of it, and all this crazy shit happens. The Bible's full of really weird stuff. Now, I do believe in some things in the Bible. The flood, I believe that there was a flood after the Ice Age. And that man has a memory of this. because we lived through it as a people, and it happened all over the world. And that's why every culture has a flood myth. Because everywhere it happened. You know, it happened in North America. The Indians have a flood myth. It happened in South America. It happened everywhere. Floods happen. You know, I mean, so every culture has a flood myth. There's all kinds of crazy myths. The myth of the giants. Now in South America, there are enlarged skulls that whenever you have plates in your skull and they go together as you get older. And you know, that's why a baby skull is soft. But there's like 4 plates. These skulls only have 3. And they're very, very large. The jaws are immense. And this is some sort of a race of people that has came and died out, and other people took them as either gods or sent by the gods. It's insanity. But there's all kinds of crazy stuff out there. And I will post more opinions and just general facts about just the craziness of it all. Hope you like this video. Please leave a comment. Tell me what you think. Troll. I don't care. I mean, if you're trolling, you're still watching. You know, I don't give a shit. And maybe you'll take if you just take the one statement that I made about how I try to live life and teach my little girl to live life. That one statement is enough for me to feel like at least I put it out there. And maybe people will take it. And I'm not trying to be the next Jesus, that's for sure. But I would take a crucifixion for people to start living by that statement all across the world. You know, I mean, kill me now to change the world. Jesus had a good idea as far as that. If he thought that, you know, hey, my death will change the world and make it a better place. I mean, anybody that's got a decent heart would do that. But, you know, it got mixed up along the way, you know. Maybe next time we'll talk about Petros Romanus. I don't know. But tell me what you think we should talk about. Any kind of weird, odd conspiracy, does not matter. I will do anything right now. I'm a fucking whore for the camera. Well, this is the Misfit. I'm out.